General Kynes, U.S. Army and Staff Services includes working with the Special Forces, Air Mobile, Airborne, Armor Division, Signal, Logistics, Acquisition, and worldwide U.S. and NATO communications and information technology operations. His service accumulated in the position as Chief Information Officer, G6 of the United States Army. He is a graduate of the Joint Flag Officers Warfighting Course, the U.S. Army War College, the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College, the U.S. Marine Corps Communication and Amphibious Warfare Advanced Course, and he holds a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and he holds an MBA from the prestigious Harvard University. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our speaker, General Kynes, to the podium.
Thank you for that warm welcome. So to Chairman Martin and distinguished faculty, distinguished staff, distinguished guests, and especially our candidates for degree. I would like to speak to you and share with you some of my experiences and solutions in life. I would start by saying that my vision for you is to be ethical leaders in the field of your choice. I know that your faculty and your instruction has been one of being very current by virtue of their working currently in the fields that they teach and teaching you through the use of current case studies. The difference between that and what you're about to do is that now the case studies become your own. So what I'd like to do is share with you 4 principles that I've used in my life and give you a couple of examples of mine and another one in business that I hope that you will appreciate. Integrity is the foundation on which everything is built, you especially, okay? It's a shield as well, because when you show that character, it then says that other people with nefarious schemes or just not standing up that tall on integrity will avoid challenging you. Now, it may make you a target because there are some people that like to take down things that are good, but if you start on a good foundation, you're going to come out ahead in the long run. Setting high standards is what gives you the lead on things. It makes you reach for things that you want to go to. I've given you one already, and that's integrity. Integrity is a principle, not negotiable, but it's a standard that you want to achieve for yourself. Apply it personally and apply it to your people. Standards help people understand their job and what is expected. In the malaise of the 1970s, the United States Army, after Vietnam and reconstructing what we were doing, came up with a program of tasks, conditions, and standards, starting from the individual level with things of how quickly they had to do things with a weapon, all the way through to the highest levels of how they expected units to react and conduct themselves in certain situations. And as an example, the radio team had 45 minutes from arriving on site to spot their vehicles, set up perimeter defense, drive the ground stakes for the electrical system, fuel and fire up the generators, and then turn the radios on and get them aligned. So they knew what they were supposed to do in the time allotted, and it was easily measurable and known by people whether they had accomplished it or not. It was that kind of a thing at each of the levels throughout that allowed our Army in Desert Storm to be so successful, because everybody knew what was expected. 2 levels up, 2 levels down, their areas of influence and knowing what should be going, and they could do their operation with confidence. Questions are fair. You've often heard the statement about, I have a dumb question. I kind of hold to the feeling that questions aren't dumb, answers sometimes are. But what I really mean to tell you by saying this thing is that you should set an environment where people feel free to ask questions and have that discourse with you. You want to know it if they don't understand what you're looking for or why we're doing this. So they learn and you learn, and you both understand what you're going to be doing better. You both come out ahead. Communicating is one of the most important facets of leadership. Disagreement is not disrespect. Disagreement is not disrespect. So honest men and women can differ. We have different experiences, we have different backgrounds, and this is healthy if you focus on the issues and talk about them rather than the personalities. It leads to better understanding. Good discussion usually leads to consensus. If it doesn't lead to consensus, at least you understand the issues and the right person can make the decision, and you go on knowing that you've had your day in court. And you know what? The people that were able to make their statements also feel that they were respected in that process. And so everybody keeps their dignity through that process conducted properly. So those four sound simple. Simple is important because that's how people understand and do their things. I used those four principles when I was recruiting people for the Y2K Center at the White House that was mentioned earlier. Some people squirmed when I started with integrity is not negotiable, and they didn't wind up on the team. But the people that did come on the team, 400 of them in 9 months, starting from scratch, building a whole center, all the software to measure 14 items of critical infrastructure, the mission critical operations of 37 government operations, agencies, and NGOs. All of that together in 9 months on time, on performance, and under budget was done because we started with people that started with that foundation and worked together. It enabled the trust and everything else that it took to make that happen. One of the lessons I hope you've learned along here is that everything doesn't come out right the first time. In fact, very successful leaders fail several times before they get the whole thing, or in projects, you go through a number of iterations before you get to the one that works. So persistence, as I heard earlier, will get you there. But these four things I leave with you. Integrity is not negotiable. Set high standards. Questions are fair. And disagreement is not disrespect. Good luck to you and God bless.